Australia! I've never been there myself, but it looks like a great place to visit. The scenery looks great, and I would love to learn more about Australian culture. And as someone who isn't a big fan of spiders, I am pretty sure Australia is 100% spider-free. Yeah, that statement sounds true. My point being is, I would love to visit Australia someday. But I have a feeling that if I ever do go and I'm just traveling through the beautiful landscape, I'll just be thinking to myself, they filmed Kangaroo Jack here. I have a feeling that would ruin my enjoyment a little bit, you know? So Kangaroo Jack, you'd think would be a kid's movie. You see the poster and you see like this kangaroo wearing sunglasses, being hip and everything, and then you look up the old trailer and you see most of the trailer is about this kangaroo rapping and all that stuff, wearing the sunglasses. Yeah, I'm hip, I'm cool, I'm gonna stop doing this, I promise. That was terrible. But you'd think it's about the kangaroo, like most of the movie would be about Kangaroo Jack. Wrong! I'm sorry to say, kids, but Kangaroo Jack isn't a hip kids movie about a talking kangaroo. It's actually more of like a dark mafia comedy about these two friends, one of which who has a stepfather who is a mob boss, and they're sent to deliver a package in Australia, but they end up losing it, and so now the mob hates them and wants to kill them, and also the person that they were supposed to send the package to also hates them for now bringing them the package and wants to kill them, and they get into all these wacky shenanigans in Australia to get that package back, and also try not to be killed by the mafia, you know, kids movie stuff. The kangaroo does play an important part in the movie, but it isn't like what you expect, like from what the trailer promotes and what the poster promotes. He's not like talking around, you know, being hip and all stuff like that. No, he mostly just walks around doing things, you know, being ugly with the ugly CGI and all. And that's it. The stuff with him actually rapping and doing anything similar to that is really only two scenes. One is, of course, the scene where he's like rapping like hip hop, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I know I said I wasn't gonna do that, but I'm sorry. But and that was a mirage that one of the characters had, or at least like some vision while he was being knocked out. And another scene is towards the end of the movie, like the very end, like before the credits starts, and we see him going like, "Hey, wait a minute, why is the movie ending without me? I'm the star of this," and he starts doing impressions, and both scenes were terrible. It probably gave me nightmares, to be honest. But yeah, besides that, that's all you get of the kangaroo. He barely plays a role in the movie, to be honest. Most of the movie is about these two friends, but maybe like the relationship between these two friends is so good that it makes up, you know what the answer is, it's obviously not. Come on, you know that. Yeah, the main two friends are pretty annoying in this movie. Like, I didn't really find their friendship interesting. In fact, actually, I found it kind of more annoying because they're supposed to have like this friendship where like, oh, they may be different, and the other kind of gets the other one in some sticky situations. But at the end of the day, they still love each other because without them, they wouldn't be better people or something like that. And honestly, no, most of the movie they just fought, and I guess it's supposed to help because at the end they realize, oh, you know, I guess you are an important person in my life. But they don't really have a moment where they go like, hey, you know, like where they actually start getting along. No, they mostly just hate each other throughout the whole thing. But I guess it's kind of a good thing because like one of the mistakes that one of the friends did ended up kind of saving them, because like the reason like they chased the kangaroo around in the movie is because the package that they're supposed to deliver, they accidentally give it to the kangaroo and all that stuff. And this is a plot point that I want to mention. They mentioned the reason they were sent to Australia to send that package is because the mob boss wanted those two friends dead, and so he sent them a package of money they're supposed to give to this one guy in Australia that's going to kill them. But in my opinion, that sounds kind of dumb, because at that point it's like, why not just kill them yourself? Like, why not only do you have to give like what, like thousands of dollars, probably millions of dollars to this killer to kill these two people, but you also have to pay a lot to give them tickets to go to Australia and all this stuff. It's like, why go to that trouble? I mean, I guess it could be, you could make the argument because the mob boss is the stepfather to one of the friends, but then again, he did send his own son to Australia to go kill the two friends when they messed up the mission. It's like, at that point, it's like, if you're okay with your own son killing your stepson, just kill him yourself, you know, right? I can't believe I'm saying all these things. But yeah, I thought that made no sense. But back to my point about the friends, yeah, they are not that interesting to watch, and honestly, I found them kind of more annoying. And there are some scenes with them that are incredibly unfunny and just go on for way too long. There's one scene when they're like in an airport bathroom, or not an airport, an airplane bathroom, and they're looking at the package, they see that's money, but then the people outside only hear what they're saying, like, wow, look at this brown package, and then people are like, oh, they're talking about poop. and it goes on for so long, and it's so unfunny. And there's another scene with camels farting that's also really unfunny, and it just goes on for way too long. And overall, yeah, the two friends are kind of annoying, and they're incredibly unfunny. There's also a love interest in the movie. I don't remember her name, and I don't really care about her. That's kind of all I have to say. I'm pretty sure you've noticed, but I mostly just call these characters like mob boss, two friends, love interest, and that's because I don't remember anyone's names in this movie. None at all. I think it might have been, one of them might have been Lewis. That's it. That's all I remember. I could look them up, but I'm too lazy, and it's like, it's Kangaroo Jack. Who really cares? But the thing is, yeah, she has like, she's the love interest of one of the characters. I think you can tell which ones get together. It's basically what I'm saying. The two attractive white people get together at the end. What a shocker. And basically, she has like this like chemistry with this one character, and by chemistry I mean like almost nothing at all, because they barely interact when they first meet, and then later when they have that scene where they go like, I think you like me, like, I don't, well, I think you do. It's like, you barely talked before. What's going on? And then, yeah, they barely have any chemistry, and honestly, I could go on more about this, but I really, again, do not care about the love interest of any of the characters in this, so let's move on to my next point. I know I just said I was too lazy to look up the characters' names, but I did decide to do a little bit of research on this movie, and what I found out was, even though this movie is a kid's movie, it originally did not start out like that. It was more of a mature, dark mafia comedy that I'm assuming was either going to be like PG-13 or R-rated, but it didn't go over well with test audiences, but they did seem to really love that CGI kangaroo, even though it was pretty disgusting, ugly, but they seem to really like it, so they edited the movie to make it more of a kids movie. The thing is, I think they forgot to tell the filmmakers that, because there are still some scenes in the movie that made me go, wait, what? Because there are some lines of dialogue that I think children should not hear, and some scenes that I think children should not see. Like, for example, remember what I said earlier about one of the characters touching the love interest's boobs? Well, let me put some context into that. They're walking in the desert of, like, you know, Australia, and they're having like a mirage. They're just seeing things, and then he sees the love interest and goes, "Whoa, she's beautiful." And then the other one goes, "That's not a mirage." But the main guy doesn't know that, so that he thinks that since it's a mirage, excuse to be a pervert, so then he grabs onto her boobs, you know, sexual harassment, groping, hilarious. But the joke is that she's not a mirage, she is real, and this, I'm pretty sure, it looks really bad. It's groping is hilarious. You get what I'm trying to say. And I'm just like, this is a kid's movie, right? And then there's some lines of dialogue that it doesn't happen like often. It just happens at like random moments in the movie where where a character will say something. I'll be like, wait, what? Wait, I thought this was a kid's movie. Like, what? And man, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I just want to move on from this. So that was Kangaroo Jack, a kid's movie that I honestly do not think is a kid's movie. And yeah, pretty terrible. I'm not saying I would have liked it more if it had like more of the CGI talking kangaroo. I probably would have hated it more. So I don't know what my point is. The point is, this movie's just bad. Yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. But just because this movie is bad doesn't mean Australia is bad itself. I would still love to visit Australia. The thing is, I think I might actually be wrong when I said that Australia doesn't have any spiders. I think there might actually be some, but probably like not that many. Like they probably don't have that many types of spiders. Jesus Christ!